Hey everyone, Burton is back. We're continuing playing as the Witch King and we're in the middle of actually raiding some lands. Catatonia is it's actually not got too much money left. In fact, we're actually going to get this army out of here. Let's get them back to friendly territory. Same with these as well. It looks like they have pretty much raided down all the loots that were available, and really that just leaves the capital for the era. So let's have a look at their loot. Yeah, they're pretty much out. We're not even going to bother with that last 2.1. We are going to abandon Catatonia because there is nothing there of worth for us. So just as we've left Cigar penniless, we are doing the same with Catatonia now, and the rest of our fleet is down here. Last time we sent them down to investigate some things. We not only have started raiding a couple of provinces along the border here, so good old Safar and Rothera, but after we do that we're going to have a look at here, the lands of the dead. Now apparently these guys are people who sought enlightenment. They thought they would, when they died they would come back stronger, more powerful, immortal, and you know what? In a way they have, but these people have given up the true life and now look at them, they are but shadows of them for themselves. So we're going to be having a look down here, but just as we're about to plan this, just as we're about to land and start taking over some regions to loot, to take some money, trouble happens back home. Yeah, so Arnheim is under siege by this person here, Kyrian of the Kadai Uprising. Now good old Kyrian, he's actually not too bad in martial ability, but you know what, he's nothing in comparison to my dear mother who I was sending down to this territory here. So he's got 5,500 men, predominantly light infantry, so I don't think my mother, who's currently on the fleet heading on down here with a whole lot of her own heavy infantry, I don't think she's going to have too much of a problem at all. So we're in the process of getting them down there right this moment. That's great, so that's the plan there. In the meantime, we're going to focus on here, at least until she arrives. It might be a month or two before she actually gets there, but that's fine. So time for you men to start landing. So we said that we were sending over some here, and we're sending some to Zadri, and then, was there anything down here? There's not really anything. Like we said last time, we don't start looting unless there's at least 20 gold. It is just not worth the hassle. I mean, even Khemri and places like that don't have enough. Right, that's fine. So there is a place here as well, that's 17. I'm not overly fond of that. However, 27. I think we might take that. So we just want to mine the battle. I can't recall where that actually was. It might have been right in front of me and I've just not been paying attention. So let's get round onto this side here. All the loots are going ahead. We don't have any armies that are apparently in danger. That's great. Have our armies of Catatonia reached the fleet? They have indeed. Right, where are we going to send them? Let's go on to economy and let's double check some places. Originally, if you remember, we said that there were 2 or 3 regions down this way. And oh my, there is. So 89 gold there. Now we've found some rich lands. 18 is not the best. 23, 60. Have a guess where the Catalonian fleet are going to. They're going to go down south. So we're going to send them right into this bay. Excellent. So that's what's happening over this side of the world. Let's check where my mother is. It looks like she's getting ready to take out a rebellion, to take out the revolt, to crush these traitors underfoot. We've sent her some people though, some people who hopefully she won't sleep with. We've got good old Nazrat. Nazrat has been sent down because he's a peasant leader, so we all know my mother wife doesn't like peasants, and he's an orc. So unless she's changed her ways, I don't think she'll be touching him. And we've got Aspirin as well. Aspirin is scarred. Now, that might be a risk. She might like scarred men because God knows she's slept with me enough times and I'm burnt to a crisp. So anytime now we are going to land here. There we go. Let's pause things up so we can organise. So we're fairly even. My mother's got the main amount of forces. Nazrat's got a small amount on the side. He's actually got the smallest army. but I don't think we'll need to reorganise, not for an army which is half the size. Just before we jump over, let's check over here. The fleet is still heading down south. We are still in good stead here. In fact, they've actually already looted this land. Well, that was quick. They mustn't have had too much. Is there anywhere we can go anywhere close? In fact, you know what? Let's just go over the border. Yeah, there's 600 of them there, but I think we should be able to take them. Right, so it looks like they're in position, so we're going to go ahead and I think we're going to send this force over here and we'll leave the other two forces on the boat itself. Like we always say, always nice to have a backup on the boats, and it looks like we've actually raided through everything that they have here. Any surrounding areas got anything? They've got 9, that's nothing. If we head inland, what do we get? Well, you know what? We would just get some more trouble with greenskins and not a lot of money to show. I don't think that's worthwhile at all, so we are going to abandon that one right there. In this area, what about these? Not too much at all. That's completely fine. I'm happy with what we've got so far. It's not a lot of money, but let's do the sensible thing. Let's just get everyone to the same region, so we can pick everyone up on the boats. That's fair enough. Okay. Mother dearest, over to you. Get ready to crush this guy. So here we go. So, like we said, mainly we've got, well, my mother's got mainly heavy infantry, slightly less light infantry, and some additional units in form of support, and we're about to land in Arnhem. So let's see. So our 10,000 against their 5,000, my mother in the centre. They've started with a feint tactic. We've done a harassment, they've turned already to run, their flank has now crumbled, and that only leaves one person on the flank. Oh, spoke too soon. And that is pretty much over. Amphibious landing, even though we had that, we still managed to pull victory out of the bag. And we've captured someone. Shana. You're just another person for my prison. No one will want to do anything with you. So I think that's the rebellion over. That was really quick. Totally beaten. There we go. That's ended. We've won. Let's get disbanding. Let's make sure our fleet is back in friendly ports. They are not. Where's the closest ports? I haven't built any along here, unfortunately. Ports. Yeah. You know what? We've got plenty of time. I'm just going to send them straight back to where they came from. We'll send them up here. Might be handy for us to get some ports down south, because if we're in friendly territory and we've got a port, we won't lose any ships when we disband. Right, back to the business at hand. So, as you can see, they've actually raised up 2,200 men. That's not going to cause as much problem right now, but they are moving men into the territory. Now, they can do that all they want. It's not going to do too much against us. We've got 1,000 men coming over from this land here in Tessat. We've taken what materials they had, and the rest of our men are moving up just to join our army up here. Now, where is our southern fleet? They're still passing round Shorkak, and they shouldn't be too long before they're in the lands that we've identified, which are the lands up here in Abolufia. I think things are going well. We just need to make sure that these people don't try anything too rash. So they're moving 650 odd men as well. So we're going to back that up, but we're not going to back up by too much. We're going to send in 500 men. We should have enough to actually see off any sort of incursion onto our raid. Yeah, I'm fairly confident 500 men should be enough to take care of that. In the meantime, it looks like the Vizier King is losing his money in his capital. That is not good for him. There we go, so they have landed. Obviously you can see they don't even have full morale. Our reinforcements have landed, we're taking them out. Even when their reinforcements arrive to back them up, which isn't until the 17th, or until now, we should still be able to catch up on this a little bit. Oh my words, now we see there's trouble. There's 11,000 of them heading over. They mobilised very quickly, that was good. We haven't had a mobilisation that powerful so fast before. So maybe this is teaching us a little bit of a lesson here. And I think we're going to pull out. where are they heading to? So they'll be there on the 21st of next month. Can we win this battle quick enough? I'm pretty certain that we can. In the meantime, you know what? Let's do... No, in fact, we're going to sit. We're going to sit and we're going to wait. Our Southern Fleet is almost there. Right, our Southern Fleet has arrived. Oh, the Undead are now pulling up some armies. Excellent. Looks like we've got a battle on our hand at long last. Right. So let's land these troops and then we'll focus on the battle. So we've got 93. Wow. Now this... MacDC is... They're fairly powerful. Let's see what we potentially could be dealing with. Not too much actually. 9,500 men. Now this is going to be more than worth it. So we've got 14, 14, nothing worth mention. So like I say, we are just going to go. There's pretty much two regions that we're going for. So we're going to send, let's send 725 to one. It looks like we're winning this battle. Still got plenty of time and try and get the men pulled out. Speaking of pulling out, they've actually already taken all the loot they can, so they're going to get back on the fleet boats. That's perfectly fine. Go on guys, you need to hurry up and land so I can focus up north. And there we go, we've got victory there, and we've captured someone else now. Brilliant. So, time for you guys to get the hell out of there. Oh, they might get caught here. But all we can do is try, so we'll certainly have a look. Like I say, it's risk and reward, and we've been caught there as well. So there we go, so our men have landed, excellent. So we're going to go ahead and just sail down here, we're going to land another small force as well. Meanwhile up north, yeah, we're still doing okay, we're still raiding, there's not going to be a lot of money left, 16.9 possible loot left. Come on guys, you need to hurry up and get out of there. I know there's only 440 of you. Yes, managed to do it in time. Okay, let's head down here, hopefully we can get the remnants of this force. And it looks like our armies arrived down here as well, which is great. So we are going to send, we'll send 475, make sure there's no other targets around this particular area. And sadly for us, there isn't. So we're just focusing on these two main targets. Now I feel we've probably lost these 600 men, but you know what? We were bound to lose some. Wow, here we go. Look at this, we've got 7,000 on their way to us. We knew this was going to cost us a lot. So I think we need to abandon this. Get you guys back up here. And we're going to fight for this. The way I see it, there's a lot of money to be had. And we've got enough men to back it up, so everyone, absolutely everyone, gets here. They'll be there on the 11th. We should be there well before that. Because 100 gold is 100 gold. So we've suffered a defeat up north, as we can see that there. The men are actually running away, but if we can, they're going to run straight into trouble. We're just going to disband them, that's fine. Let's go ahead up here, pick up the rest of our troops from the land here in Rolferia. They're still actually taking some money, which is fine. I remember we were saying we wanted about 1,500. At the rate we're going, we probably won't get 1,500, but it's been good practice for us so far. We've been able to see how quickly we can get our military on the go, how quickly we can get them on their ships, and the best sort of way to divide our people in order to attack multiple areas at once. So, if anything, call this training for Ultron. Because as soon as we do that, oh in fact, hang on. So it looks like they've come straight in. We outnumber them pretty much in every category, which is fine. They've already broken in the middle, that's shocking. So we've got the volley tactic, skirmish phase is going on. They've been pretty much flanked, they're crumbling, that's great. That's exactly what we want. So it looks like we're about ready to pick up the men here. How much have they got left to collect? Not enough. So we'll go ahead and get you guys back on the boats. And this is looking good so far. So is there anyone else actually on the coast? I mean, a lot of these places have been raided. And we now know that the main money appears to be in the south. Avoid the north at all costs. There's nothing there of interest. And straight away, we've taken it. We've taken a lot. Back on the boats, people. Back on the boats. Right, so as soon as this army gets back on the boats, we're going to make a decision. We're going to tally up what we've gotten so far. And we'll see if it's worthwhile continuing or whether we need to get back home and start collecting for the future. Right, so firstly, the Northern Fleet. 294 gold. Not a lot. We could have done with a lot more of that, but 294 it is. Southern Fleet, 109 gold. Southern Fleet haven't done great at all. So let's see, before we set off back home, if there's actually any more regions that are actually ripe for the picking. So we're actually looking for regions like this. The undeads are rich and deep at the base of their Nile. I don't think we can get through here. Now there is a lot of money to be had, but not enough to warrant us travelling all that way. So yeah, I think what we're going to do is we'll finish off with the Southern Fleet down south. So yeah, there's 27 gold there, so we'll just jump straight over. There's 21, that's fine. What don't want to do that way. We'll send a 2,000 there. And we've got 18. I know we said we wouldn't get out of bed unless it's less than 20, but you know what? We need everything that we can get right now, so we'll send you 2,000 there. Once they've landed, we'll go to here and here. Yep. That's good. And that'll probably be the end of the Southern Fleet's raids. Oh, there's a bright one there. Well, not very bright at all. Okay. What have we got to do with the Northern Fleets? Now, we've taken a lot of places. They've still got 25 gold. I mean, they are still the odd target, you know. 48, Lucchini. Did they think that we didn't spot Lucchini? I think we might have a visit there. I mean, we've got Pylos right next to us, so I think Pylos is the likely target to start with. Atreus, is there anything there? Oh, there is. So, let's do the smart thing. Let's sail up this side so we can drop some people off at both. Brilliant, okay. There we go, come on guys. So we've got 3 forces we're about to land in Abulafia. And we'll see how well they get on. Obviously we're not going to hit our target. It was an ambitious target at that. It's just not enough money on this side of the world, and at least we know that now. So it looks like the guys have landed. Where else did we say we were going to go? I've just totally forgotten. Oh yes, down here. So we'll get you onto this side. And then it looks like our other fleet is just about to arrive. Brilliant, here we go. So, 2,600 on that side please, and we'll go ahead and we'll do 1,700 here. That's more than enough. If anything, it's a little bit overkill. There's another green area there, 20. You know what? I think fortune favours this, so we're going to go ahead and we'll send a force of, we'll send 785, or 87, up to this land. And we'll see how they get on there. So it looks like they've landed, which is good. Come on then. Round your conflicts. My prisoner, Kieran, is complaining about his dark cell in the dungeon, asking for more suitable accommodation. Well, considering you were the person who decided to go ahead and try and rebel, I think you deserve an execution. Goodbye. Can't have him complaining in the dungeons, not when he's guilty. Guilty against the Emperor, we can't have that. So let's go ahead and get you guys on here. And we'll get you guys on there, that's fine. Brilliant, so off and running, and it looks like our other 2 troops have landed. 787 are heading up here to Thessos. Just a shame that there's nowhere else nearby where we can get any more money. But things have gone okay. What we can check before we head back home is there actually anywhere up north that has managed to replenish themselves. Now there's a couple of, well, should have been rich regions. 58 gold. Manansport. Manansport? Think we may have to come for you and relieve you of your monies. Oh. We have some areas up north. Well, in the middle, should I say. Yeah. I think we're going to do a little bit of a tour on the way home. It's going to be a long tour. Because we've got a couple of stopping off points. We've got some money to take. And we've got plenty of ships. And a lot of our ships still have a lot of cargo space. And I plan on filling them as much as I can before we head on home. Well, that's it for this episode, guys. Hopefully you're still enjoying this series and you know exactly what to do, and that's raise those thumbs. Cheers.